Bloody Flicks. I'm your host, Pete.
I'm Kyle, and we talk about all things bloody.
And this video is what?
Well, it's one of our end of the year 2022 videos, which this is January of 2023.
End of January.
Yeah, end of January. So we're a little behind.
Yeah, we were going to do this video, and we have a lot of questions. And this is last year, 2022. Our pros, cons, most likes, worst things that happened in 2022. To give you insight of our fun year, blast of a year, of a shit ton of conventions that we went to.
I think we went to what, like 10?
Something like that.
Something like that.
So 2022 was a fun year, expensive year, but fun year. Especially working a lot. We worked a lot of hours of work. So between that and conventions, a lot of conventions were one-day trips. Put some miles on the car. I think I put probably 20,000 miles on my car, something like that. And some I went to by myself, some you went to by yourself. A lot we went together. It just depends who had what schedule and all that. And I have a list of questions here. So we start off. I think the first one of the year was Atlanta Days of the Dead. We got off work at noon, and you wasn't here. I'm not driving to Atlanta in a weekend. We are 16 and a half hours away from Atlanta, I think, from our destination. But my dumbass decided to go. A friend of mine said he would go, and wifey said it was okay. So I think we left 5 o'clock at night. Reached Chattanooga or Clarksville, Tennessee at 1:30 in the morning. 8 went to bed. On the road at 7 again. Drove to Atlanta. Saturday convention. Drove around Atlanta a little bit and headed back to Evansville, Indiana by 2 o'clock Sunday morning, and then finished the drive home. So that's in just one weekend. Because I thought I would never meet these people. Well, all the people there were Tyler Main, Daniel Harris, got up to Taylor, which I met twice more that year. So I learned a valuable lesson. What was that lesson? You don't have to drive cross country to meet people because you'll probably meet them closer eventually.
Yeah.
But it was a fun trip. Like car bingo, listen to tunes, talk. If you have good company in the car, time flies. So it was a fun trip. I wouldn't do it again, just because it was. Well, Doug Bradley was there too, and I've seen him twice, and I'll see him 3 times this year. So, yeah. And your farthest trip was
Pennsylvania,
which you do almost every year.
Well, the last 2 years.
Yeah, I didn't go at that. That was the big year-long trip. So I mean, we had a few long trips, a couple close ones, some middle range ones. So we have Atlanta Days of the Dead. We have 2 Days of the Dead here. Flashback weekend. Cincinnati Horror Hound. 3 times in Detroit, Pennsylvania. Ours here.
Well, no, we didn't have that.
We had the middle. Yep, middle. Middle
that was
year
early in the year. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had middle. So I mean, that's probably 10 conventions. So it's a lot of conventions. So I know there's a few others that we're Facebook friends or Instagram friends with that travel way more than we do and get every autograph. And you thought I got every autograph? No, these guys get every autograph.
Well, they probably don't have everyday jobs.
I don't know. None of my business. But so end of the year, 2022 questions.
Convention stuff.
This is convention stuff, yeah. End of the year, 2022 conventions. So, what is your favorite convention and why of 2022?
I would say of 2022, my favorite one would probably be Living Dead Weekend again.
That's your movie.
Yeah, filmed at the Dawn of the Dead Mall. Plus, I think the main reason why it was my favorite was because
you love Day of the Dead.
Yeah, sure. It's because I got my Dawn of the Dead poster signed by a lot of the people from the cast, and it's just a fun trip. Every time I go to Pennsylvania, I fall more in love with it. Maybe that's where I'll move to when I retire someday. I don't know.
Out of all the places you moved to, Pennsylvania. Not the beach, not the mountains, not the coast.
It's just something about Pennsylvania that like I said, I fall in love with it more and more every time I go. But
and you go with your brother, which is cool.
And I go
so
with
it's like
my
your
brother.
brother trip.
Now, outside of that one, I think my other favorite one would probably be our one here at home just because it's close to home, and we only have
That is so nice.
we only have to travel 10 minutes to get there. So
Yeah, that is price, and it's
Yeah.
pretty. And then, well, we didn't have it last year because the promoter was sick.
mm-hmm.
But for that, it was a really pretty good
yeah.
cast. There's a lot of good people there.
So what's yours?
Yeah, and I can see your brother thing. I mean, you get a chance to drive with your brother, hang out and do things. Mine was probably Motor City Legacy. It's the first time they had it in Detroit. Small convention. Oops, I just kicked the camera. They only had, I don't even think they had 10 people.
Yeah, probably
Midnight,
10.
maybe.
Yeah,
10. Yeah, maybe that. There's people I probably wouldn't have got because I would have seen them before, but since they were there, I wouldn't have got them. Mark Patton, R.J. Maloff, Amanda Baris, Jason Lively. Who's the one from the Rob Zombie movies? A little short dude. I can't believe he's also a comedian. Can't remember his name. A few others. The one that was in The Well in second season of Walking Dead. So there wasn't really that many people. Other people I can think of. Oh, Ellis from Chucky 2.
Christina Elise.
Elise, that's it. Christine Elise. But other than that, there wasn't. But
Oh, Grandpa from Texas Chainsaw too.
oh, that's right,
Also.
Grandpa from Grandpa. Yep. And but it was small. And it was the first one they had, and you weren't gonna go,
No.
so I bribed him by paying his way in, so I'd have company. It's an 8-hour drive from where we live, straight shot to Detroit. I never thought in my wildest dream that I'd ever go to Detroit. Would you?
No.
It was like, oh, don't go to Detroit, you'll get shot.
And I think we went there 3 times.
I was there
Yeah,
3
yeah,
times.
Yeah, 3 times.
You were there twice. I was there 3 times. So within a few months, yeah, easy drive for us. It's like straight shot, no interchanges, no weird shit like that. Yeah, and I think it was small. It wasn't crowded. It was a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Sunday, so it wasn't crowded. And the fact that Jason Lively and Amanda Barisi were there, and you got to meet Mark Patton, which is your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street. Those two alone made the experience wonderful. And you got your Halloween Kills mask and what was a Rob Zombie mask?
Rob Zombie
mask. But yeah, we were in and out quick. Ate a Big Boy. Not that great, but never had one before, so I never had a Big Boy before. That sounded really bad. Never ate a Big Boy before, but yeah, so it's in and out quick. 8 hours there, 8 hours back, same day. That's my favorite convention, and the travel. A little tired coming back though.
Yeah, and then
Let's get stop energy drink time.
And then we had to get up and go to work the next morning.
Oh yeah, well, but it's worth autographs. So.
Yeah, it is.
What was your worst convention?
Horror Hound Cincinnati, which was in March.
And why?
What?
But why? And why?
Well, we had to leave early in the morning because we went on Saturday.
Yep.
So we had to get up early in the morning, get there. None of us had eaten all day. So we're at a convention with hungry, and it was so overcrowded. It was
bad.
I get it. They hadn't had it in a couple years, so people wanted to go, but I think they totally way oversold the place.
It's like the perfect storm. Hadn't had it in 2 years because COVID. Scream 5 Cream just came out, so the cast of Scream was there.
The original Scream.
Not only that, you had every good person there.
Yeah.
You had Toy Todd was there. I mean, you had so many good people there.
And I think we got there, and like every celebrity we wanted to go to, lines were really long, hour and a half, 2 hours standing there waiting. Because we went to Tony Todd first, because we're like,
That was an hour and 45. Probably.
yeah, about an hour and a half, I want to say, and
You
then
had a stinky person. Then you
Yeah.
just wear deodorant.
In fact, because I got out of line, you held my place, and I went to like Tom Savini and them. Within 10 minutes, I had like 3 autographs, but Tony Todd's line was like an hour and a half or so.
Yeah, and it was well worth it.
And then I had to wait another hour and a half in line for Kane Hodder, and every time I've ever seen Kane Hodder at a convention, you can just walk right up, maybe 5-10 minutes, and you get his autograph. And then they're like drinking, him and Dick Warlock from Halloween 2.
Well, that did make it worse that he kept going over to Dick.
Yeah,
Dick
trying to
Warlock.
get him to do shots.
They kept doing shots, then come back and then do some more.
Yeah, and then when I got finally up to the table to grab my picture, they're like they're doing more shots. I'm like, can you just sign my picture so I can get? Yeah, that was probably the worst in any convention I've ever gone to. I don't know if
It wasn't that the guests were bad.
Yeah,
it's
the
just
guests weren't bad. It's
the
just
crew.
it was so.
And you couldn't take time to get
Yeah,
lunch.
it was
you took time to get lunch, you're not getting on.
Yeah, it was so overcrowded. Like you could barely just walk and even look at anything. I don't even think we even looked at any.
No, we didn't look
vendors
at
or
any
nothing,
vendors
because there was so many people in there.
because we had to do Tony Todd. When you got a line after Tony Todd, I went and got the cast from the same people you got,
Yeah,
and then came back. So we like kind of traded, and then we went to go get
Ryan Hurst
Ryan Hurst, but his line
was
was
done.
only like 10 people. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I stood at the end. No, sir, the line's out in the hall, which is, I don't know, 50 feet away out another round the arena. And I'm like, oh, I'll come back later. So we went back later, and then
Yeah, we got right up
there.
And
It
then
was crazy.
the Scream line, people were probably standing there 4 or 5 hours just to meet the people from Scream, and yeah, it was a horrible experience. I don't know if that would stop me from going again. It'd probably have to be like,
We'd have to plan better.
it would have to be like the mecca of guests for me probably to go again.
That was probably my worst convention too. Not because of the guests. The guests were
yeah, the
awesome.
guests were awesome.
The venue was huge. We weren't prepared because we're pros, so we're so used to getting in, getting autographs, looking around and jetting within a few hours. We can make a long trip in a day that we're spoiled. And we can socialize and have fun and hang out in a short amount of time that we got there. And the only reason my two daughters went with, and they got not Jason Lively, they got Matthew Lillard, is because they went right away while we were in 20 times, stood in line for hours, and I was able to get in line with them because the people around them recognized, they talked to me, they kind of recognized the Bloody Flicks thing, so I was able to sneak in line with them. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got that autograph. And then we got a line, and you were still in line for Kane Hodder. Because Dick Warlock and Kane, the lines met like this, and they came out. So I was standing at the end, watching him drink, and I'm thinking, and you're just standing there like this, come on, dude. And, but he did recognize us, and he did offer us to go throw axes at Scarefest, but we never made it to Scarefest,
Yeah.
so. But yeah, we need to be better prepared. We need to have like some granola, some beef sticks, some food, because if you go there and you have that long a line, we could have took an hour to eat. We wouldn't have got half the autographs. Crazy. And we didn't get, there's one autograph we did not get because the line was too long. The one lady from
Adrienne Barbeau.
yeah, I want her autograph, but it was either get her one autograph or get 3 from Halloween. So what do?
We got
3
the
from Halloween.
yeah.
Yeah. So so that takes care of that. What was your favorite autograph from a convention?
Oh man,
Do you need to think? I wrote mine down.
Go ahead.
My favorite is Jason Lively.
Well, of course.
From European Vacation and Night of the Creeps is my favorite autograph. Only because many, many years ago, went to a Halloween party here in town from a local radio show puts on. And I went as Rusty the European Tour. I have the jacket that I handmade, exact replica from the TV, sequence and all. It took me forever to find this outfit, white pants, white shoes, everything like his dream scene where he comes down and they play Feel the Heat and all that. I went as that, and I have the jacket, and I made a post, if I ever meet Jason Lively, I want him to sign this jacket. Well, the promoter of the show on Instagram, I don't know how he found that post or whatever, but he messaged me and said, hey, you need to check this out. And Jason Lively also, I posted a picture of me wearing that jacket, and he made and he posted that he liked it. And so since he's going to be there, I had to go. You're not going because the Motor City Legacy, you're not going. And I'm like, oh man, okay, maybe I won't go. Then they announced Amanda Breese from Married to Children, my favorite show of all time, and now I have to go. So I'm going regardless at this point. But his experience, and I think it's because he recognized me having the jacket. I think he's cool with everybody. I think the fact I had the jacket made it to the next level. Now, watching him work with that jacket, you were pretty at all, weren't you?
We never thought he was never going to take that damn thing off.
Okay. He made the mistake of signing it first because he signed it then wore it for like half an hour, at least 20 minutes. And he kept saying, I wish I wouldn't have signed it because he was going to wear the Rusty the European Tour jacket. But he had signed it the inside outside, and he took his time. I got video of it. He took his time and did it all. and the other autographs I got. But he was wearing it, taking pictures. So he hands me his phone. I pretty much at that point know his passcode to his phone because I watched him do it like 4 times. And so I have his phone taking pictures with my jacket that he signed. And he's going up to other people, hey, tell me a joke. Give me tie my shoe. Give me doing this. Give me doing that. And then we probably took, it's probably been half an hour taking pictures. Other people now coming in line, getting pictures with him, with my jacket that he autographed on. And we're standing there and Kyle's like this going, see everyone take off your jacket? And I'm like, I don't know, I might not have the jacket at this point. That I was just like, wow, that we went out, we left.
And then you realize you didn't get no pictures with him on your phone.
He's buying a Rob Zombie Halloween mask. And I'm like, I don't have any pictures. I'm like, oh shit, they're all on his phone. So I have to go back like a little kid and just look at him like, and he looks at me like, yeah, dude, did you not have pictures? I'm like, all those pictures we took are on your phone. He goes, no problem. Jumps up, click, 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 click. So,
and then he grabs me too for a couple, and I'm like,
you got a couple pictures, and he didn't pay for an autograph.
Yeah, I was like, shit.
So, as an experience wise, I think the code helped. So yeah, if you want a good experience, make yourself a Rusty European Tour jacket, I guess. But that was by far the best autograph for sure. Have you figured out your best autograph? I thought it was Big Daddy. No.
That's later.
Okay.
I think my favorite one of the year is actually it's the 3 because I got them all at the same time. The main 3 people from Dawn of the Dead, Ken Foray, Galen Ross, and Scott Reiniger. So those are my 3.
Did that on your poster?
Yeah, they're all.
His poster's badass. This
Yeah.
guy almost everybody. I'm jealous of the poster.
I'm gonna get some more this year. So
Yeah, so that's a good poster. That's a good autograph. What was your worst autograph?
okay, this one I know right off the bat, and if I wish
And why?
if I would have seen how this was gonna look, I would have got it on a picture. But it's actually Amanda Rigetti from Friday the 13th from 2009. She played Whitney. We actually met her at Days of the Dead Chicago. That's actually in November. And I had her sign my hockey mask that I had Derek Mears sign too. And her signature looks like shit. And when you only have like this much room to write on, it just looks like
has a long name.
It's just like a squiggly line, and then it says Whitney underneath it.
Looks like a bunch of circles.
Yeah.
Like you have a bunch of those stencils.
And if I would have knew that, I probably would have just had her sign a picture. At least then it would have had more room and kind of looked better. But like I said, on my mask. So now you have this really nice Derek Mears autograph up here. And then down here you got this squiggly line looking thing. Yeah, I was so totally disappointed. Actually, every time I look at it in my display case, it pisses me off.
I'm staring at the picture right now, and it just looks like a bunch of those little plastic circle stencils put together and make circles and shapes and stuff. And it just looks like that. But she was nice.
Yeah, she was nice. I should have had her sign that picture for my brother first, and so I could have seen what her signature looked like. And then I should have had her sign my mask, but I had her sign my mask first. And then, yeah, after she signed it and handed it back to me, I was like really disappointed.
So next time I have to go first get the autograph. If you don't like
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
get it. And,
Yeah.
I see.
So yeah, that was probably my worst one. Like I said, she was really nice, and don't get me wrong, I'm glad I got her autograph. It's just, if I would have knew that, it wouldn't have been on my hockey mask. So
my worst autograph was one I bought off of BAM. I got from BAM, I think. It was Leslie Dean, or whatever her name is.
yeah,
From Freddy's Dead. I'm looking at it now. It looks like a plus sign. It just looks like a plus sign.
yeah, basically.
I waited till he came over one day. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's a plus sign.
Well, you asked me who it was. I think
I didn't even know.
It's
I'm like, who in the hell is this autograph? Because I didn't get a card in that box. So I'm like, who's the plus sign? So I'm looking like anybody that could. It doesn't even looks like a kind of a upside down J with the line through it. It could be a T, could be a plus sign. So that's probably my worst autograph, just because I understand you can't read all of them, but like at least have a name, something. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'd be pretty pissed if I paid for that, and then that's it. But what was your best picture or selfie of the year?
Oh, well, that'd have to be Big Daddy from Land of the Dead, Eugene Clark. And so there's the one where he's behind you, like scaring the shit out of you.
Yep.
That one, and then that was so I got 2 pictures with him. One where I'm not in costume, and then the second time I got my picture taken with him, I'm dressed up as Bub from Day of the Dead.
Oh yeah, the one with me. I got
Yeah,
a picture. He comes up as Bub, so I got Bub and Big Daddy on each side of his badass picture. Actually, it's right there.
That one's my favorite. I actually have I have it like blowed up and hanging in my room. That's,
Oh, did you pull it up as an 8x10?
yes.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's my favorite one.
It is a good picture.
That's the first time I ever dressed up, cosplayed as anybody.
So he says.
No, really, that's the first time I've ever walked around
Actually,
at a
it's the
convention.
first time I cosplay too.
Yeah.
Broki's
So,
out, yeah.
because I'm like, I want to see what this is all about. So I dressed up at it, and we're like, I want my picture taken with him like that. So, yeah, that was my favorite.
Okay, my best picture, I think, best picture selfie would be Amanda Breese from Married to Children. Only because I wasn't sure meeting her how, if she was going to be not nice, quiet, just, online stuff from back in the day with that show. She was sweet. We talked about the show, different parts of the show. She actually had a picture from my favorite scene from my favorite episode. But the photos afterwards, she took a bunch of photos, and I stated a good friend of mine who was madly in love with her back in the day. Of course, from being a vampire to Married to Children, he was always in love with her, and he couldn't make it. And she said, "Okay, give him this picture." And we took a picture for specifically him that I cannot show. I promised her I would not show or put on social media, and it's unique, wouldn't you say? And it's funny, and it's something that you won't see many celebrities do. So it is by far my favorite autograph, just because of what she did in that picture. So
She's giving you the bird. This wasn't that
but
way.
yes, but I can't show the picture. But it is pretty funny. So yeah. What is your worst picture selfie?
Oh, I'm trying to think if that was from. When did we meet? Well, no, I can't use the one I thought of because it's actually the end of 2021.
All blurred together, didn't it?
The blur, no,
Yeah.
what was the blurry one with Christy Swanson?
Oh, that one sucked. She's coming to Horror Hound,
Yeah, but
and I have a Friendly Dead poster ready to go. The one I bought from you.
well, she signed my movie, so. Actually, honestly, I don't think I have a bad selfie.
It doesn't have to be. Maybe it's just because they're blah, or maybe the picture didn't turn out right. There are a couple blurry ones that we took that got taken because they're so fast.
But yeah, I don't really have a bad one.
Okay, if I had to pick, it's not because it's a bad picture. It's not a bad picture. The guy was very nice. The gentleman paid for it. It was a free selfie. The autograph was $40. Mr. Doug Bradley, who I love very much. He's my favorite horror villain. But at the time with COVID, the end of COVID, he was still wearing his mask. It was a free selfie. I said, "Hey, how much for a selfie?" He goes, "Just sit down." And he had his mask on. And the only reason that it's my worst is because I understand he wore a mask. But my favorite character, who I thought I would never see again, who I will see 3 more times this year, and I've already seen him twice last year, he was just wearing a mask in that picture. So just because of that,
Outside of him, you'd probably pick Richard Dreyfuss too, wouldn't you?
Richard Dreyfuss was last year. Was 2021.
Yeah, but still.
But yeah,
he
same
would-
thing.
Yeah, well,
Same
no,
thing,
he
yeah.
didn't have a mask on when you first was getting up there, and then
Just because he's so old
his
and
helper gave it to him.
Yeah,
Remember?
Oh. I was around that for Richard Dreyfuss is telling me a story about the shark. I didn't know he was talking to me. And then when I realized he's talking to me because he was looking down, I'm like, oh, he's telling me a story. Great, this is awesome. I love engaging. We talk about this. And we sit down for the picture. I kneel next to him. I'm all excited. And his helper goes, "Hey, here you go. Just put some masks on the table." And didn't tell him to put it on. He just assumed he was supposed to wear it because she laid in front of him. So puts it on right before we took the picture. And I'm like this. No. But yeah, Doug Bradley for sure, only because he had the mask on. And we were going to get his autograph again in November. Or no, the picture, but the line was too long.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been in the Midwest in a long time, so everybody's all really long line. We're like, yeah, not for a picture. But I might see him in Vegas, and we'll see him at, again coming up shortly. He's at one of the conventions, so I think he's at Horror Hound too. Not Horror Hound, Horror Hound. I don't think wives would like their husbands going to Horror Hound.
Oh, I'd go to that.
What was your most surprised person you met? The person that surprised you the most?
I would say Robert Englund, even though I met him once before. Last year, it was kind of a surprise that I got to meet him again because I used your picture that you didn't get to use.
Yeah, because I got COVID and I didn't want to be the one that killed Robert Englund because he got COVID. So that was a good point.
So I used your photo op and I got to meet him again and got my
you owe me
picture
170
taken.
notes season. Yeah, so I just gave them. I'm like, you know what? My season ticket.
I told you could Photoshop you in the picture with
I
us.
should
So.
do that. That sucked. He did give me some nice autographs. I didn't get to meet them, which is disappointing, but they are nice autographs, so it's pretty nice. So I know I was there in spirit.
Yes.
That I would have been there. So.
Well, my brother was going to get in the picture with me. He was standing in line, and then it started moving.
It just disappeared.
Yeah, he just like, nah, never mind. I'm like, what the hell, dude? It's like, okay.
Twice I paid for meet and greet pictures, and twice we couldn't go. One, my email locked up for William Shatner, and I couldn't get the email. And they said, oh, it's not you. We can't verify you. So I lost the tickets. So he said, fuck it. I went to Days of the Dead. And then the flashback weekend, I got COVID. So, yeah, that sucked. Mine was Jason Lively. I'm not going to say why. I just did. Just because it was the biggest surprise. And I think it was because I had the jacket. And he's seen me with pictures and commented before. I think if I didn't have the jacket, it would have been a normal autograph. But from get-go, he jumped up right away when I turned around and showed the jacket. He jumped a big hug. Super hug right off the bat, and I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. But that was the biggest surprise, just because I didn't expect that half an hour experience of using his phone and all the other stuff. So, what was your most disappointed autograph, if you have one? And they're not bad autographs, but if we had to choose one, what would be your least favorite or the worst autograph? Or worst person you met?
Worst person I met?
Or most disappointed that you had high hopes for. Not that they were bad to meet, but you had high hopes for, and they were just kind of like, take a picture, that type of thing. Here, here's your photo, here's your autograph, that type of thing.
I don't think I really had one that I can think of. I mean, everyone that I met was, friendly and.
There are a few disappointments for me.
Yeah.
Because there's some you really, really want and you're really excited about. Like, Miko Hughes, I really was excited because I bought a kite for the movie, and I get there and he's never signed a red kite before.
Well, so he says.
He says. He never signed a kite
truly
before.
find that hard to believe.
So I got this kite that's a replica of the movie that it took me forever to find, and I have him sign it, and he was cool. He was nice, but it was kind of like.
Well, we need to find a grill to a Mack truck.
He was just kind of like, he was just kind of, I think I expected too much, but it wasn't my worst one.
Like I said, when he comes to ours this
this
year, we should find a Mack truck grill and carry it in and sign it and see if he says he's never signed one of them. Now, if he says that, I would believe that because who's going to carry a front end of a damn Mack truck?
I just had high expectations because I wanted the Pet Sematary was my all-time favorite movie. So you don't have there had to be one that was worse than the others.
Not that I mean, I think it's because I understand sometimes, celebrities, they're just like us, and some days they're in the mood and some days they're not.
Yeah, so I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're bad experiences, but okay, mine would be if I had to pick, would be Zach Galligan, who played Billy in Gremlins, because he was one of the reasons I went to Astronomicon in Detroit last year, and he was just quiet. And I even tried to ask him some questions. Hey, did you keep the doll? Did you keep this and that? He was like, no, just kind of in short. So I just was like, okay. I was trying to pull a few questions out of him, and it wasn't a bad experience. I'm glad I got to meet him. He seemed like a nice guy, but just quiet. But then again, I mean, sometimes when you're at a convention, every convention is different. Okay, I learned that from being on stage. We'll show up and there'll be a crowd of people. There'll be 1,000 ladies. You go up to one bar and there'll be 20. You're like, you're like, oh, this is it. So, and I'm sure conventions might be the same way. If you're getting all autographs and I'm sitting there picking my ass, I don't care how professional you are, it's gonna change it. Maybe you're sick. Maybe you're just tired. I mean, there's all these reasons. Maybe you're just a quiet person. I don't know. I know I'm not quiet. You know that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just was trying to pull questions out of him, and he just, then I just gave up. And then I went on to trying to start a fight between Kevin Nash and Tyler Mane, and then didn't work. I didn't really try to do that, but I told my friend that, hey, Kevin, you go tell Kevin Nash that Tyler Mane called him a pussy, and I'll tell Tyler Mane that Kevin Nash called him pussy, and we'll see the Giants go at it. That'd be awesome. My friend, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm like I'm serious. Like, I'm really going to do that.
Till it really happened, and they beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, 2 7'6" guys or whatever the hell they are going at it. How tall are they? 7'4", 7'6"? I don't know.
At least 7 foot.
I think Tyler Mane's 7'6", right?
Something like that.
Big tall motherfucker. I don't know. He's fucking tall as a motherfucker. I forgot how tall. He told me how tall he was in Atlanta, but all right. What did you have a best handshake?
No, but I can tell you my worst.
Okay. You don't have a best handshake?
No, but like I said, I can give you since I don't have one. I can tell you.
Okay, what's your worst handshake?
Ryan Hurst. His handshake was so limp, it wasn't even funny.
Really?
As big, yeah.
I was basically going like this. Why is he taller than me? Because he's like this tall.
Well, didn't he shake your hand?
Yeah.
For him being a big dude, I would have thought.
I
for
didn't
sure,
want to break your hand.
He just it was kind of like a limp. It was like he barely even like.
Brian, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. If we ever see us together, I am not with him. I have no problem with your handshake. It was him.
Okay, well,
So
I'm just telling you that.
Well, I didn't have the worst handshake on there.
I don't really handshake stuff. Most of them don't really shake your hand. I mean,
I always offer. I always say thank you, honored to meet you, and usually I extend my hand out to shake their hand 90% of the time.
but I would say his was limp.
Yeah, and I understand if they have COVID, they go, no. And, Eugene Clark was elbows. So we would buy a kid elbow. He'd go, hey, what's up, big man? Elbow, because he doesn't shake hands. So I get that. But mine was James Murray from Impractical Jokers. I did not get his autograph, which is my biggest regret. But my friend went to Atlanta and he got his autograph. So I got out of line from Derek Mears to get in his line because I figured I would have to take the picture. James started talking to us as my friend's picking out his picture. He was talking to us about what's our favorite episode. He's engaging both of us. I'm like, wow, this guy's super nice because you never know until you meet him. And he actually took the selfie of him and his friend. But before he took it, it was, hey, you went in on this? I'm like, oh, it's his first convention. I don't want. My friend goes, yeah, you should get in on this. I'm like, no, I want him to have his first convention to be his, and not dip into his stuff. And afterwards, like, hey man, nice to meet you. I hope to see you again. I shook both of our hands. I'm like, wow, this guy's amazing. And then bitched about how I did not get his autograph the whole way home for like 16 hours. So yeah, I still bitch to him about it this day. So he's my favorite. I don't think I have a worst handshake really. Can't think of anybody that actually was a terrible handshake. Definitely not gonna say Ryan. You had death wish there, buddy. Did you have a best hug?
Oh yeah, it'd be Doug Jones.
Yeah, Doug Jones I forgot about him. Good.
And you got a free hug.
I got a hug and I didn't even meet the guy. I'm like, he was hugging everybody. I'm like, oh, I'm not a hugger. I barely hug my mom. Maybe I hug my wife. I hug my kid, and that's about it. Hug my dogs. Okay, I'm not a big hugger.
And then when he was hugging you, you were fake crying, and you went to hand me your phone, and for some reason, the damn TikTok thing had a cry.
I don't even know how it got to him. I must have hit something, handed to him, because he doesn't work iPhones, so somehow the app got hit, and it added the crying feature on me actually pretending to cry.
And it made it even funnier.
Oh my god, I look like I ball on I'm just like just holding my head, patting it or whatever. I think I posted on Instagram, but he was good. I wish I would have got his autograph. That's another one I regret too.
Yeah, and I didn't even the autograph that I stood in line for wasn't even for me.
But you got the autograph too, though.
No, I didn't.
Did you get
I
the
only
autograph?
got the autograph.
Well, I'm definitely getting his autograph if I see him again because I was. We spend so much money that I'm like, if someone has to, I can't get everybody's autograph. When there's 20, 25 people, I can't get everybody's autograph. That's like a couple $1,000. So someone has to. I gotta say no to somebody. And then I meet them and they're so nice and like I feel obligated to get their autograph. And then I'm like, no, but then I wasn't gonna go back in the convention because we had dinner that day. Actually, that was probably a really good convention because the people we meet and the Peter Dante experience.
Yeah.
We'll talk about later. Yeah. So, best hug will be Jason Lively, Jones, Joe Gatto, and Matthew Lillard. I had another person on there, but they were from 2021, so it didn't count. Joe Gatto, I forced the hug. He was on stage, and I ran in front of him and said, "Come on, shorty, let's do the naughty." And I ran to him, and we got a hug. So that was kind of cool. Jason Lively's hug was unexpected. He come up right, oh man, hey. Matthew Lillard. I'd say Matthew Lillard probably was the best hug. And why does everybody have to be taller than me? I know I'm short, but Jesus Christ. He treated my kids. He treated everybody awesome, Matthew Lillard. He treated everybody with respect. Pictures. Blah, blah, dogs accept pictures together. Pictures of us together. And of course now I want a hug, so I think I'm right at his, it's like Rocky versus like Hulk Hogan. I think I'm looking at his boobs. I was at nipple level with him, that's how short I am. He put a beer in my head. But that was probably my favorite hug, probably. So Matthew Lillard, so definitely worth meeting if you get a chance. You're Shaggy. I mean, he shoved a pizza in his face because they were so hungry because they didn't stop to take a break. They ordered pizzas. Him and what's his face, Skeet, they were eating pizza. So he shoved a pizza, wiping his face, and I'm sorry, hold on, I'm trying to chew it, swallow it. The next picture, I mean, they were on it. They stayed late. I mean, you got to give them credit. They did. They were pretty. I didn't get to meet the rest, but they were awesome. When I heard, what was your favorite item you bought at a convention? I'm guessing poster. He bought so much shit at conventions.
I would say probably my original Creep Show poster.
Yep.
Actually, it was in November when we went to Days of the Dead in Chicago. Two vendors had the same poster. One vendor wanted $250 for it. The other vendor wanted like $175, I think. And I offered them $150, and they took it. And yeah, it's an original Creep Show poster from like 1980, and it's never been rolled up or folded, which is a good thing because those movie posters back then were folded. So yeah, I'd say that was probably my favorite item.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I didn't buy a lot of stuff. I'm usually all about the autographs. You're like the half autograph, half convention type buy stuff. I'm all anybody I could get. So I have my funds for buying useless stuff. I mean, not useless, but stuff that I have to store and display is really, I don't have the space for it. But so I choose more autographs. I would say my Brink Stevens magazines that I bought. And what made it better, she was there, so she said, "Whatever you buy, I'll sign." So she always signed stuff for me, which was really nice. So I have like, I don't know, 8, 9 of her autographs. And I bought another magazine that'll have to get autographed, I guess. But a little bit of crush.
Yeah.
A little bit. But yeah, so I said, other than that, I really didn't buy a whole lot, I don't think. I mean, I just walk around with you going, "It's pretty cool, you should buy that." And then I'm an enabler, I guess. It's not my money, it's your money. Spend it. What is your favorite item you bought online?
I bought online.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Horror Fanatic, because you bought so much shit. Records and...
Okay, I would have to say... So I'm a big Resident Evil fan, the games, and I got Resident Evil 2 and 3 soundtracks. I bought those online.
That can't be your favorite.
Yeah, because most of the stuff that I've bought and I've gotten at conventions. I've bought more stuff at
What
conventions.
about a certain autograph that you bought?
Well, we'll get to that when we
All
hear
right.
other questions.
Okay. No, those are cool things. His records are really cool. Makes you want to buy records, and I have no place to put them, so. Because they're so cool. You pull them out, they're orange and different colors, and I would never listen to them. But you made me want to buy the damn things. I don't got room for them, so. All right, what is your favorite autograph? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, what's your favorite on?
My Linda Blair can of soup, split pea soup. The odds of me to Linda Blair are very rare. So I said, okay, I'm going to go to buy her autograph. And she had it to where, it was expensive. I think it was like $150. But she get 8x10 and a can of split pea soup. Both were autographed. I'm like, you know what? I need that in my life. I was at work on lunch. I'm like, okay, ordered it. So yeah, my Linda Blair can of split pea soup. That came with an 8x10, both signed. Pretty cool. That's probably my favorite thing that I bought online. What's your favorite? Okay, I forgot about that question. What's your favorite autograph you bought online?
Okay, this one. This is my holy grail of anything horror related. And that's my autographed George Romero picture that actually says, "Stay scared." Because, as you know, that's what he used to write on all of his... Anytime he signed something, he'd always put "Stay scared." And unfortunately, after he had a stroke, he wasn't able to write that. And that's the autographs that most people have for sale, is where it's just his signature. Well, I want it to say "Stay scared." And Larry, that does the mall tours at Living Dead Weekend, he's a big George Romero historian, and he's met all these people on that, so he has quite a collection himself. Well, he had one of them pictures for sale, and I was on, actually it was at work at lunchtime, and I think I was on the Dawn of the Dead Facebook page or group or something, and he had it on there for sale for $100. I'm hurrying up I messaged him, I said I want it. I'm trying to do PayPal, and it's right as we're getting ready to go back to work. So I'm trying to work and on my phone, trying to hurry up and get this thing, and my phone's acting slow, and I thought for sure I was going to lose it and not get it, and I got it, and he sent it, and it's like I said, my holy grail, and yeah, it's by far my favorite online thing. And so if you ever go to Living Dead Weekend and take the mall tour, you say hi to Larry, because he's a really cool guy, and we're actually Facebook friends now too. So
if I came to your house and robbed you of one item, would you be mad if I took your Albert Pujols autograph baseball, or your autograph you just mentioned? Which one would hurt most?
The George Romero picture. I'd probably fucking kill you if you did.
So how much you loved your Albert Pujols?
Oh yeah, I love it too. But I could always get the baseball. That I can't get. That autograph I can't get.
Yeah, stealing shit from you is just stealing my own shit pretty much, because we both have a lot of the same shit autographs.
Yeah.
So, except for that one, I don't know that one. What was your favorite gift? Did you receive a favorite horror gift?
No.
I didn't know someone give you an autograph, something like that, or.
About the only horror gift I've ever got that I got last year was that Beach Zombies poster.
But it wasn't autographed.
Well,
I got
no.
an autograph for you, but you've seen me every day at work. So.
Yeah.
How about some of the BAM shit that I'm going to give you today that I have extra, that I have keep giving doubles of? So hey, get all these props, and I'm going to send you a bunch of pins and stupid shit. Mine would be Doug Furloff or whatever. I always fucked up his name. The kid from Rob Zombie.
Dag Farrick.
I can't pronounce his fucking name. DF. Rob Zombie, this young kid,
Little Mikey Myers
and Rob Zombie's Halloween. That was a surprise. I was totally shocked for Christmas. He threw a curveball and just went and surprised me. So that was pretty cool. Actually, it's right there. So I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Since he did show up for a convention. What was your favorite subscription autograph that you got in 2022? We have a few band boxes and stuff. We were getting quite a bit of subscriptions there for a while. But now we have so many autographs to be, what's the point of getting the same shit?
Probably the Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator, or Big Daddy Eugene Clark, because we got that first, and then we met him in person.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
because he's like, yeah, I got this. He goes, how'd you get it? I'm like, oh, it's a subscription box thing. He goes, really? So that one I had him sign too. I had to put my name above his autograph. And then my dumbass bought another autograph, so I have 2 8x10s of his autograph, which I need to stop that. Mine was also Jeffrey Combs, probably the best subscription autograph I got by far. What was your best experience at a convention, overall? Best experience where you just had the best time. I'd say King Hunter, but it took you forever in line, so you were still at that time. You were done. Tony's Hat was cool.
yeah, because
RJ Maloff was fun to talk to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool experiences to pull from. Mine's Jason Lively, for all the reasons I stated, was my best experience.
I would probably say Derek Mears because he was like all nerded out when we were asking him about, because that
That's
was
true.
the RoboCop picture, because I asked him about that because I guess for a commercial or something, he dressed up as RoboCop and he was like nerding out when he was telling us the story about it.
That's pretty cool. Biggest surprise at a convention.
Biggest surprise?
Did you have a surprise that didn't expect you and you were like, wow, what the fuck just happened? Doug Jones, maybe? I mean, like one that you didn't expect that's like, wow, that was fucking crazy. Like, what the hell? Did that just happen type thing? Or was it the fact that you were surprised with a certain someone sitting at my table? Or staying at my table?
Yeah,
at
but was
dinner?
that last year though?
That was 2022.
Okay, yes, I would say Peter Dante when we were eating at Bill Murray's restaurant. I get up to go to the bathroom, and I come back, and there's this security guy sitting there, and I'm like, who the fuck is sitting in my seat?
Was it just okay? Was it? Well, you thought it was a security guy. It's a big, tall dude, about 6 something, arms this big, fucking big monster guy, sitting in his seat.
Yeah, I'm like, who the hell is this dude? And I come back, and then I'm like, who the hell is this? And then all of a sudden, here comes Peter Dante. You know, that's in a lot of Adam Sandler movies. And he's like talking to us like we're his best friends. And
He's a cool guy.
yeah.
Yeah, so what happened was, I'm not going to tell you what I did, but I didn't do anything major, but Peter Dante was at Astronomicon. I got his picture because my friend Kevin thought it was cool, and I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll get his autograph, and my friend Kevin could jump in the picture. And as he signed the autograph, I got the one from Grown Ups 2, where him and Shaquille O'Neal are both dressed as cops against the wall. They get ready to watch the hot teacher, dance on stage. And that way, if I ever get Neil Keel's autograph, I can have them both on the same picture. And he's signing his name, obviously Peter, and my name's Pete. So my friend goes, hey, 2 Pete's, and he goes, oh yeah. So we were talking a little bit, and he did a lot of cool stuff. I saw a video of him singing Happy Birthday to a Girl outside. He bought $100 worth of Girl Scout cookies off of a booth, because at a horror convention, you gotta sell Girl Scout cookies at a booth, I guess. But he's probably higher than a kite and had the munchies, and actually that's what happened. But he was a pretty cool guy, and I'm like, so I saw him at that convention, Days of the Dead. I said hi, but I'm sure he didn't recognize, because it's like he had to start getting a line of people. Because I was gonna get his line, and I'm like, nah, I already have his autograph. So we're eating. We always eat at the same restaurant, and in the place, and I saw a guy that looked like Peter Dante, but it wasn't. And he's like, "What would you do?" I'm like, "I don't know. Say hi or something." I don't like to bother celebrities when they eat. I mean, I wouldn't be bothered when I'd rather shovel food in my face. So he had to go to the bathroom. You have to leave the restaurant to go to the bathroom. As he leaves, Peter Dante's standing there over to my left. So I talked to the waiter. I did something nice. And before I know it, here goes Peter Dante coming over the table with a big, giant dude, muscular. And Peter Dante's pretty tall. I mean, everybody's tall compared to me, but he's pretty tall. I thought it was his security. Actually, was his best friend. Real nice guy. He comes over. He goes, "Hey, thank you. Can I do anything for you?" He offered to buy my lunch. I said no. He offered to buy me drinks. I said no. He offered to buy lunch again. I said no. I just wanted to thank you for being a cool dude. You seem like a cool dude. Does anybody do something nice for you? This whole time, he's gone for about 15 minutes. Kyle's gone for about 15 minutes. We're talking. We're having fun. Now, I've never FaceTimed on my phone before, so I didn't know how to do it. Yes, I'm old. I don't know. I do know tech, but I never FaceTimed. So my friend Kevin, that met him before, a few months before, I said, "Hey, do you mind if we remember that guy Kevin?" Well, Peter and I just, "Yeah, I remember him." I'm like, does he really remember, or is he just saying that? And because a lot of times they say, "Yeah, I remember you," and they don't. I think they remember Bloody Flicks, but they don't more than they remember us. But so I FaceTime friend Kevin, and Kevin didn't answer. I texted, "You need to answer your phone." I said, "You need to answer your phone." So my first FaceTime was with Peter Dante, and my friend Kevin, and Peter Dante's out of the frame. I said, "Hey, guess who I'm with?" And he goes, "Who?" So my friend actually pulled from his car, and also Peter Dante pops over my shoulder. "Hey, Kevin, what's up, man? How you doing?" And my friend's like, "I'm fine." And Peter Dante's like, "What are you doing, man?"
Driving.
I'm going to a game with my dad. That's exactly how I said it. And it was like, and so that was my first FaceTime. And then he stuck around for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and hung out. Excuse me. I got to talk to his best friend was sitting in your seat, so I can imagine the look in his face. So I see Kyle coming in. I'm talking to his best friend. Pierre Dante's here. The best friend's here, and I think it's Pierre Dante's wife and kid were over here too. And we're talking, exchanging Instagram and stuff. And the look at Kyle's face was like this, like, who's this big motherfucker in my seat? Like, what the fuck? So Kyle comes over, and it's a high table with the high bar stool type seats. And he comes over and just sits there like this, like, because obviously you're not going to say nothing to him.
Well, yeah.
The dude's like 20 times your size. And he's like this, going, what the fuck? Did you know that was Peter Dante at first? Or did it take you a minute?
It took me a minute.
So he's saying, like, who are these strange people? And then I think was I on the call with Kevin at the time?
I think so.
So I was just on the call, Kevin. You come up, and then when you heard the voice, I think you recognized. Then you realize it's Peter Dante, and you're like this, what the fuck's going on here? Like, what the hell am I doing? So then I was like, okay, Peter, this is Kyle. He's my co-host, blah, blah. And he goes around, hey, how you doing, man? And kind of gave you a hug and kind of like.
And then I think I said to him, yeah, I'm the horror expert. And he goes, I like how you emphasize the word horror. I go, well, yeah, because everyone thinks I say horror. Yeah, horror expert.
Well, we were talking, and Pierre Dante says, hey, he goes, say thanks. He goes, do you don't want anything? I said, no, I just want to say you're just a cool guy. You should say thanks for being a cool guy. And he says, you're one of the first people that don't want anything. I said, no, I could buy my own stuff. I said, your job's to act and entertain. I get enjoyment out of your films. My job's to build combines. He goes, and I told him where I work at John Deere, and he's like, oh, my favorite combine. I'm like, it's funny how they just kind of randomly, we have to do that too to people. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, that was an experience that you'll never get back. That just for being nice to somebody, that he was so nice back. Like, it was just a cool experience. So yeah, pretty cool guy there. What is your best autograph for the money? Like, if you had to pay money for an autograph, who is your best? Do you want to think about this for a second?
Oh, it'd be Warwick Davis.
Really? Best for the money?
Yeah, because I'm probably never going to meet him because he doesn't do
good
horror
point.
conventions anymore. So, because I bought it online, and yeah,
He might now that he's back in the Willow thing.
I doubt it'll be.
But he's pretty old, so. I
He
don't
ain't
know.
that old.
I don't know, man. They always say they're not going to be around, then all of a sudden they show up somewhere. It's crazy. I'm going to be Big Daddy, of course, because, dude, Big Daddy, if you ever get a chance to get Eugene Clark's autograph, he is in costume at his booth. He takes at least 5 or 6 pictures, and then has you check them. If they didn't come out right,
You do it
he will
again.
retake the pictures. He does one where he tells you from behind, when he comes up and scares you, like he's going to eat you, one next to you. He showed up in cosplay, took more pictures. I mean, you talk about getting your bang for your buck. Big Daddy Eugene Clark is definitely one of the most photogenic guys you can meet. I was pretty impressed. I'm like, how many pictures we gonna take? Click, 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 click. I felt like as a model, I'm like, click, 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 click. So very, very awesome. What was the best conversation you had with anybody? Derek Mears, RoboCop.
Yeah, I'd
Probably
say.
best conversation.
Yeah. Who's yours?
Uh,
Oh, I get it.
Okay, I have 2. RJ Maloff, who was in the third, he was Leatherface in the 3rd installment of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So he asked about bloody flicks. Okay, so he was wearing sweatshirts, as you've seen. And we said, he wanted to look it up. We said, just don't type in bloody flux. He goes, what's bloody flux? I said, it's just something that happens with bad water, back in the Renaissance times and stuff.
So his helper looks it up.
So I don't know I can't remember if he had his helper look it up. I think I almost said he said, hey, look that up. And they looked up bloody flux, and the first picture is a drawing of a guy bleeding out his asshole. So now we're like laughing at together. Oh, he's like, oh, this big dude in Leatherface, like, oh, and it was fun. Just the conversation was pretty funny that they actually took the time to look at Bloody Flux, and then they looked at Bloody Flicks. So he's always told me that look at Bloody Flicks, FILX, and then Daniel Harris and Atlanta beginning of the year, talking about butt plugs. She had a podcast where she was talking about butt plugs. I'll let you watch the episode. I'm not gonna say whose butt plug she was referring to, but I said, "Hey, your episode was hilarious," and she goes, "Which one?" I said, and she goes, "Oh, the butt plug one." I said, "Yeah." So now I'm with Daniel Harris talking about butt plugs. So that's actually the fun stuff I like doing because those are fun memories you're not gonna get back. And I'm like, am I really talking about butt plugs to Daniel Harris? Like, I mean, it wasn't like that graphic of a conversation. It was about her podcast with Scott Comes to Taylor, but yeah. So that was kind of unique. That like. My friends go, did you really talk about that? I'm like, yeah, so it was pretty cool. Those are probably the two of the biggest things. We had how many I mean, you ask questions too all the time. So, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys do ask questions too out there. So, I mean, get the most bang for your buck. I mean, you might as well get the experience. And I want to look back at Kyle 20 years down the road, like, remember that time I went to a convention, we talked about pizza with so-and-so or, whatever it was or that type of thing? I don't know. So, that type of thing. But anyway, I figured I'd ask you some questions about the year of 2022. Wonderful year. Expensive, but fun. I had a blast.
This 2023 is not going to be as
Eventful.
Well, it'll be eventful, but it's not. We're not going to go to 10 conventions.
Oh, we'll do that in our next upcoming video
I don't know.
of conventions for 2023. So this has been long enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, those are our favorite moments. And until next time,
Stay bloody.